Kia ora from New Zealand, everybody. This is Mark, your friendly neighborhood GM. This is a little add-on to our podcast, Nine Lives, Death and Glory, as we get an insight into the nebulous mind of Greckle, the world's tallest goblin. Greckle's down the pub. Will he be a sloppy drinker? I don't think so. Everyone needs a sober driver, and I think Greckle will do the job for the rest of the group.
Greckle's Journal 5, Entry 7. Well, when I got back in the tavern, the fight was over. The stupid pretty boy elf and those magic casters were all gone. Someone said they vanished in thin air. They were obviously scared of my return. Well, me and that big scary metal lion. Fuzzy was gone. Smelly left with his lion, so I was just there with Frostface. Some guy, I guess it was the tavern's owner, he came up to the Dragon Man and told him that he had fired the cook and was looking for another one. Mr. Poison Pie guy said he was working for the mayor, inspecting the kitchens, the city's kitchens, and didn't have time to help. The owner then asked Dragon Boy if he could help interview cooks and find one. That's when I remember Louis Pierre Garbeau. Louis Pierre was a great cook in a circus, a big, fat, sweaty human that made the world's best hamburgers. It said so right on his menu, and cooks can't lie about that kind of thing. He made all kinds of burgers: cheeseburgers, double burgers, toadstool burgers, toad burgers. Those were my favorite. The owner and Pie Boy knew his reputation as a good cook, and the owner asked me if I knew where he was. Alas, after leaving the circus, I heard it broke up, and I don't know where Louis Pierre and his burger wagon went. I imagine him in some nice town somewhere, standing butt naked in his wagon, sweating away over his delicious burgers. Silver invited me back to sleep at his place. He has this white fox thing as a pet. He should teach us some tricks like tightrope walking or how to balance a ball on his nose or something. In the morning, Frosty made me a good breakfast and I didn't throw up or die or anything, which is nice. He then said he was going back to the Brewer's Brain to interview some cook. I don't think he wanted me there, but honestly I had nothing else to do, so, I followed him. Jonah wasn't there, but some other guy pointed to some other human guy and said his name was like Sucto or something like that. He made this breakfast of onion soup, and it smelled just like the soup my mother would make for breakfast, except it didn't have any ears in it. Dragon Boy, however, was angry, saying Sucto should make a different breakfast and that the soup lacked substance. But, that's what the ears are for. Silverbutt was also angry that the cook did not wash his hands. That dragon is always angry. He would just make a horrible clown. So the cook makes this rabbit dish, and I guess that makes Dragon happy. After that, we go to court. I was a bit nervous, about that, but it turned out to be okay, I guess. We see Fuzzy and Smelly outside and say hi. Fuzzy Butt asks if anyone could cast a dispel magic because he thinks he was hit by something in the bar fight last night. Dragonface says he can, but and somehow he puts the spell in Mr. Barefoot Creepy Guy's scythe. Then the back excuses himself and runs around the corner. I guess he had to take a leak or something. We stand around looking at each other like a bunch of stupid trolls or something until he comes back. Out front of the courthouse, there was this dwarf guard who wants to know what happened in the arena. It seemed a bit strange as we were going inside to tell what was happening. I didn't say anything to him, and neither did any of the other guys. Maybe he's cool, but, you never know about dwarves. Inside, we meet this official guy who asks us a bunch of questions about yesterday's fight. The half-cleric is there also, which is good news. He seemed happy not to be dead anymore. Both the official guys and the help wanted to know what happened in the arena. It seemed that there's a lot of conversation revolved around fancy staffs. No one mentioned the circus, which is good. I wanted to tell the official guy about the health fancy staff and Mr. Creepy's sight, but couldn't seem to come up with the words. It was very strange. Usually I can talk a lot about anything, but this time I couldn't find the words. It was as if someone had cast a spell on my mouth or something. Sure wish I had a dispel magic spell or something handy like that present. Anyway, Fuzzy had the sight hidden in his robes or somewhere. He showed it to the official. The elf suddenly said it belonged to him. What crap! His fancy staff was lost in the fire, and now he wanted Mr. Creepy's. If you can't keep track of your sticks, that doesn't mean that you can just take someone else's. The official guy seemed to think that was the case, and the elf, who just moments before seemed like a nice guy, gets all angry and storms out of the room. He reminded me of Brad the bearded elf when he would get tangles in his beard. Such a touchy little guy. The official guy, he took the scythe and said to Fuzzy that he could petition to get it back. Dragon Breath gave the official guy a bunch of cookies. I'm not sure if it was a bribe or if he was trying to poison him so, Fuzzy could get the scythe back. In any case, we left. No one went to jail or anything. Outside, I reminded everyone that Mr. Rich Saver guy said that he had a job for us if we were interested. Frosty said he had to swing by the mayor's house to get paid or something, so we are headed there now. Entry 8. Everybody thought my idea of getting a job was brilliant. I am very clever after all. So we started to walk down the street to the mayor's house when suddenly a wagon came charging at us. There was no one driving the thing and the horses were out of control. To our side was this alleyway and we tried to jump in there before it hit us. But it happened so suddenly I couldn't make it in time and the wagon hit me as it flipped over. Ouch! I was on the ground when a bunch of ruffians came up from around the corners and through doors. It was Grimton's Gambit. Grimton was one of our clan's best strategists. Whenever there was a situation that needed strategy, he was our goblin. One of his favorite things to do was to create a distraction that made our enemies move in a certain way, like confusing them with a train dancing owlbear or a rock slide that made them jump back or something. Then we would all jump out of hiding and yell, "Surprise!" and kill them. We called that one Grimton's Gambit. One day, Grimton got eaten by his owlbear because he forgot to feed him. These ruffians didn't yell surprise. No class, they just came for us all quiet-like. Fuzzy tried to blast one of them but missed. He ran around a corner and hid because, he's sort of squishy. So I decided that I better get up in the center of things as I have armor on and of course I'm the natural leader being tall and all. Moving forward, I shot at one of the guys far away and I missed. How embarrassing. I'm so glad that Steve the Harmless Archer didn't see that one. These ruffians then take out daggers and throw them at me. Never fear, my armor is in place, and these are just, some dumb unskilled bandits, not like Betty the blind knife thrower back in the circus who could clip the wings off of a fly at 20 paces. Bam, 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 holy crap, they hit me 4 or 5 times. Ouch, stupid armor. Maybe I should buy a helmet. It would mess up my hair, but it could stop daggers from poking me in the skull. I think Dragon Boy came up to blast one of these guys, but I was too busy thinking about death and helmets to really notice. I think he missed. Stinky's metal death machine jumped on one of the guys, and then he came up and healed me for a little bit. Happy days! Now I only had to worry about helmets. A moment later, there was a huge explosion behind me. Okay, maybe I have something else to worry about.
Drinking can certainly be a dangerous affair in a high magic world. I'm sure Greckle's going to manage to sink a few pints eventually if the magic doesn't get him first. Anyhow, look out on Mondays for the regular new episode of 9 Lives, Death and Glory. and on Fridays for the Thoughts of Chairman Greckle.